What's up, and welcome to the Fitpreneur Evolution, where we explore the intersection of fitness and entrepreneurship. Just as always, guys, I have another awesome guest with me here today. I've spoke with him before, like even before I kind of dove into, fitness and becoming a business coach and stuff like that. So he and I kind of go way back. We know each other's stories somewhat,
Yeah.
and I will kind of give him the floor, let him tell a little backstory on who he is, what he does, and who he helps. And then I think we're going to have a ton of value to drop for you guys. So go
Yeah.
ahead, man. The floor is yours.
What's up? My name's Conrad. So, I'm in this entrepreneur space. I've tried a little bit of the fitness stuff as far as the online, and I know I just found mostly that I serve better for contractors and roofers, especially for the marketing place. But as far as workout stuff, I've been working out since I've been 19 years old, maybe even 18. I don't know. I'm 38 now, so it's just a love and a passion of mine, and I learned that it doesn't always, for able to provide for your family, you don't always have to mix what your passion is as what you provide for. There's other things you can be passionate about too in life. And I just learned at an early age. I went to school and I ended up stopped going to school halfway or whatever. I think I went for like 3.5 years, and I found out, oh well, I could just be a personal trainer. I don't have to finish school to be a trainer. Shit. Okay, well I'll just do that. And that was stupid. I mean, I guess maybe not, because now I learned college is hit or miss. But the
Right.
point I guess I'm getting at is, I quickly realized, working at Gold's Gym, making, $20 for an hour, but really you're only doing half an hour sessions. You can't make any real money, right? And then once you start graduating, realize, okay, I can charge for my own time 60, 80, $120 an hour. You can do great, but you can still tap out because you still need to fill your entire book to be able to make that type of money. And then I got into sales. I was a manager for a moving company. I fired one guy, and then we had zero. So I hired it to 11 people. And I think we ended up doing like 6.5 million or something a year. But that's just this real scammy shit industry. And I can't be a part of it. And I was part of it for a long time. And later toward it, I learned about, like, you hear about exclusive leads, right? And then it's like, okay, how can I make some of these for myself? And then that's where it just went down the rabbit hole. Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube. I just spent countless hours and my own money. I think I've spent now like probably $103,000 on my own, pretty much fuck ups and learning experiences through the own thing. That's not client money, that's just my own personal money. I mean, business money, just personal money, learning what doesn't work, basically. And then eventually you learn some things that do work, and then you can implement those things for yourself or your clients. But back to the fitness part, where we were doing before he recorded, we were talking about accountability, right? And at the end of the day, you will not hit your goals in life if you're not accountable. Like, we were talking about, it's like, hey, you go see that guy at the gym, right? You've been working out. Hey man, I haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Guy looks exactly the fucking same as he did 5 years ago. They look exactly the same. And you say, like, hey man, how your workouts been? Everything? Oh, good, good. But in reality, what's happening is he's not keeping himself accountable. Maybe he is with his workouts, but his diet, he's not. And if he would just change his diet, whether that's up or down to get bigger or cut, he would look like a different person. And I guess that's what I'm getting at, is people are just not accountable and disciplined. They want X, they want this dream body, right? They want the Lambo, they want this giant house, but they're not disciplined enough to do it. And with whatever you're doing, it's like, I mean, I guess you can be. Don't be so disciplined when you work for somebody else. I mean, I guess accountable and things like that. If you want to work your ass off for 20, 30 years to go up the food chain to be here, and then a table or a bunch of people vote you off as the CEO, and then you drop down to nothing anyways. So all that time, all that kind of energy, experience wasn't for anything anyways. I would suggest for anybody is find something that can make you a good amount of money, that you don't hate, that you're passionate about, and doesn't really have too much of a ceiling on how well or how great you can do, and hold yourself accountable every single day to get better at it, or be more successful in it.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, I agree with everything that you said. And as you and I were talking before, you were hitting on you seeing the same person at the gym years and years later,
Yeah.
and they're the exact same. That's super relatable to me because I've been in that situation where it's like I might tell my wife, I'm like, hey, I seen so-and-so that I haven't seen in like 3 years, but it's like a facade that I see on social media because it's like, oh, hit a new PR. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I changed my workout. I'm doing an Ironman. I'm going to become a strength competitor and like all this crazy stuff. And then you see them and it's like, dude, you're literally doing the same fucking thing you were doing the last time I saw you 5 years ago. The weight hasn't changed. Your physique hasn't changed. Like it's the same. And
it's insane. So you know what they call that? You know what they call that? Call it insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Right. And it's like, dude, just like, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever it is, isn't fucking working. So like something needs to change. Like you have to change something.
Now, if you do it just to do it, and like for instance, it's like, okay, you enjoy those marathons and you enjoy being in 4th place every time and you don't give a shit, then keep doing the exact same thing. And that's okay because it's like Kobe talks about, you're just doing the activity to do it because it's just the experience. It's a journey. It's what you enjoy. And that's cool. But if your goal is to make, I'm going to win 1st place one day, then change something. You have to fucking change something to equal that. You have to maybe either, maybe do more reps, increase the weight. You have to maybe do HIIT training. You have to maybe increase your sprint time. You have to do something that's going to create a new change. And if you don't do those things, again, like we talked about, nothing will change.
Yeah. Nothing, absolutely nothing. And like you said, like that's completely okay. Like if you're doing it just to do it, like that's fine.
100.
Like that's completely okay. But it's like, don't fucking say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, because then you just look like a dumbass when you're seen by someone and nothing's changed at all. So
for sure.
But cool, man. So
guy at the gym, like for instance, I can get some dunks in sometimes, but it's like the guy you see at the gym trying to touch the rim. But 5 years later, he's still just touching the rim.
Right. Yeah.
Do you enjoy touching the rim that much? Or is it like, just maybe give it, after 5 years, you got to either get with somebody to change something, make a quick thing, or maybe just put it to rest,
Yeah. Give it up. Just work on your 3-pointer. That's
whatever. Right. Yeah.
Cool, man. But like, yeah, when it comes to like your business model, you helping people from the ad standpoint. So a lot of time, well, I'll just speak to my own experience. Basically,
go ahead.
People, it's like, even with my own stuff that I do, it's like, I tell people, do not run ads until you hit a certain dollar amount in your business for a couple of reasons. One, you have to learn the skill set that you need in order to be able to scale and optimize it proficiently. And then 2, you have to have the capital to be able to invest into ads, because ads isn't always a guaranteed thing. There is some risk involved when you start running paid traffic.
Well, it's always a fucking risk. It's always a gamble, but it's at the end of the day, you get to hire or do it yourself, better gamblers.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing. It's either, you're always paying with either one, your time or your own money, or you're paying someone else to do it for you that already has the skill set. So you don't have to learn it. And just like anything else, it's always faster if you just pay someone that already knows how to do it. Right. Then you're able to earn some of your time back. So you're just paying with your money. So for you, like, what do you feel like? I hear people say all the time, especially in the fitness world, when they start running ads, they're doing it on their own. They have no idea how to run ads, and they think that they're doing something great and that they're going to have all of these amazing leads and all of these book sales calls come in when they're running their ads at like a $20 a day ad spend. It's just not going to happen. So what do you, give me your perspective on that, since you're the ads guy.
So let's just say you're doing fitness, right? It's going to be all about, what am I going to get when I click on your shit? That's how you have to think of everything, right? You want, okay, well, I only have $20 to spend today to try to acquire a client. Okay. Well, if all I'm saying is, okay, get your free consultation. Okay. That's one thing. Versus you do something like this, learn how to lose 5 pounds with our 5 pounds in the next week with our free 30-minute consultation, right? It's just these little things, these benefits. What am I getting for clicking on your shit? And it's always about the offer. That's how you have to think. People think, oh, should I change my landing page? Should I change the interest I'm targeting? Should I target the keto? Should I target small business owners? Should I target this? It does not fucking matter. Fitness is anything. Like for me, what's crazy is with my ads right now, dude, I use zero targeting. I just run shit and let it go. And most of the time with me and my ads, I'm literally just throwing shit at the wall, looking quickly at what works, turning off what doesn't, and then, trying to beat what I could the last time. If I can run an ad for 75, the other day, it just says get your one-on-one consulting if you own a roofing company, learn how to make marketing and ads or whatever, right? So they see all these kids or whatever doing this AI, $0 until you get your first sale, all this shit. I just put a red background with white writing, and it literally says, do you own a roofing company, get free one-on-one consulting for appointment and lead generation. I did got a sale off of it for $2K, but I almost have another one. And literally all it was is a red background with white writing. There's no picture of me. There's no video. There's no anything. So what does that tell you? You have to have the right messaging to the right audience. So I made $2K off of $75. I mean, that's pretty good.
Right.
So the point is though, you have to understand your market and their pain points and create offers around those pain points, create offers around what they want. Everybody and their mother advertises fitness. Everybody does. But why do people click on things and other things and actually pay and sign up? And if you could say something simple, like almost an ad, say, like if I were to do this all over again and say, okay, well, I have to switch to fitness now, I would probably say, stop paying your personal trainer, stop buying the newest book and start looking in the mirror. And I pause and then maybe go into why, which is obviously accountability. And the reason that you haven't gotten the results that you want in your life is because you're not accountable. And if you were, you wouldn't even be watching this stupid video right now of me talking. That's exactly how I would frame it.
Right.
Because if you got the results that you wanted, you wouldn't have to hire John at the fitness center. You wouldn't have to buy, the zone diet, follow the keto diet. You would be disciplined enough to know what you need to do as a person. And if you can't do it, even though you know what you need to do, then you need somebody who's going to make you accountable to do it. You need somebody who's going to check in with you on your weekly measurements so you can see that, okay, well, hey, what's going on here? We've been at 33 inches. Your waist has been at 33 inches. You're trying to get down to 28. It's been at 33 inches for the past 3 weeks. You say you're eating a diet, but your measurements don't show. And it's so simple, Martha. It truly is calories in versus calories out, whether those calories are coming from eating or it's coming from fitness, that, it's really going to show in your actual measurements. So that's why we do these measurements, Martha, so we can tell. So be real with me. What is going on? Oh, well, I had this rough day. And then she's going to spill the beans and she wasn't accountable. And you see, Martha, that's why you're paying me. That's why you're paying this $2-3 grand to me, because you're getting somebody who's helping you be accountable. So you know why you're having these misfires or these bad days. And it's okay to have these bad days, but we got to get back on track. And if we didn't do these measurements, if we didn't do this shit, and all I did was send you workouts and call you up and talk to you on the phone, and we didn't actually really dive into it, you still would never get the results that you're dreaming of.
Right.
That's how I would do stuff like that.
Yeah. I like that. And you're right. It's anytime, even with content, especially when it comes to ads, though, people overthink it when they're trying to create an ad because they just see so much stuff. There's so much information out here. And it's like, a lot of times we start trying to consume all of this information instead of reverting that to just simply do implementation. Like if we just implement half the shit that we see, half the shit that we see, we just put it to work, then it would be trial and error and we would learn on our own, other than just continuing to consume information. And I'm not saying that consuming information is bad, but if you never implement it, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter how much you consume.
Oh, for sure. I do like everything you're not supposed to do. They say you're not supposed to do as a marketer or this and that. I do everything completely opposite of everything. I don't run things to a lot of times even funnels, bro. I don't even do, I just take things as simple as, if I'm running ads on Facebook, I want conversations with people. So I run messaging ads. But I don't run a bot. Stop running a bot. You're scaring people. People know it's a bot. People know they're talking to a bot. So you just say, hey, what's going on? Tell me how I can try to help you with your fitness goals. Maybe start off with a question like that, instead of like, hey, if you're interested in John's program or 2.0, click here. So then they click there, and then all this whole bot starts, and it just turns away people from authenticity. And I think I've learned in my own business, without a 30-minute conversation, I'm not selling a $2,000 product. As much as I want to, I really tried to skip past that process and like take into my funnel, show them all the proof of concept, and get like, they're down. We do a Calendly or whatever, and it's only going to take 10 minutes. It's not. You have to get to know the person. You want to make real money, you have to create those relationships, and you have to create rapport with people. If you can't create rapport, you're just not going to sell it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And maybe a $1,000 product, $497, you do with a webinar a little bit up front, but once you start creeping 2, 4, 5, 6, 10K, you might get some sales. I mean, if you say, okay, well, I'm just going to run it where they click, and then maybe you'll get 1 sale a month or 2 sales a month at 10K. Maybe. I mean, I've never tried it or pushed that hard for it. But I've just realized with this game, Dustin, you just got to have conversations, and you have to think, what way can I create an ad that can create a conversation? Think that way before you think, oh, well, this picture, this guy flexing, oh, me showing my abs, or a girl showing her ass, like, to get the attention. It's not so much about that. It's about the goal behind it. What's the goal behind this, right? And everybody's pushing, and don't get me wrong, Dustin, there's nothing wrong with pushing for a person who wants to book a call, but why not just a quick DM to talk to them and say, hey, what's going on? Talk to me. How can I help? Oh, I've had this problem, this problem. Hey, do you have 5 minutes to talk real quick? Yeah, okay, you can call me. Here's my number, and just hop on the line with them. And it's knowing, don't do stupid shit like I used to do it. I didn't know what I was doing. I ran before and after ads all the time. I was like, why my account keep getting banned? Why is my account? And that was it, but I didn't want to read anything. I don't like to read really that much personally. And I like to listen to audibles maybe, but maybe it's just because I just can't focus on something for a certain amount of time. But the point is you have to create conversations to be able to create a relationship. So that relationship can eventually turn into something. And let's just say you don't sell that person up front the first time. Send them fucking daily tips all the time. Maybe not even daily tips, but maybe every other day. You send them a little thing you made on Canva, or you pay a guy on Fiverr to, they make you pay them $100 a month, and they make you 12 posts, 12 value things. Send it every other day to these potential people you have. If you want the Lambo, the $800,000 house, you want all that shit, you have to work. There's no just let me run some ads. People come to my calendar, and that's all I do for my business. And that's it. You're fucked. You're so fucked if that's your mindset. Just because you're an entrepreneur, just because you work at home, just because you do fitness stuff, or even like myself, roofing and contract, whatever, does not mean you get to take the breaks off from any other job. People say, Conrad, why don't you, this is my own thing. I made over, what did I do this year? Like 610 for myself, something like that. It wasn't bad. But the whole part is like, I have to work my ass off to get that. And if I make a company, like a big company, I have a bunch of employees and things like that. Just my thought process. And let's just say you do 3 or 4 million, you have 2 partners, you have 3 sales guys, you have all these people. I might make the same just I did this year as I would make it 4 million, but I have so much more responsibility. I have to put other people's fires out. I have to say, why the fuck do you do this? Don't do that. We can't do that, and those kind of always being there. So sometimes people ask me like that. I'm like, I don't think there would be much of a difference for me if I had a bunch of employees versus like having the freedom that I have now. So I guess the point about I'm getting at is people want this freedom, but they haven't gotten to a level where I'll just call it what it is. They deserve it.
Right. Yep. I agree with you 100% because they feel like they do deserve it, but yet they don't know the amount of effort that actually has to go in to get to that level yet because they haven't done it. And until they start putting in those 16-hour days, working consistently, doing all the things that need done because they're refusing to do them now because they don't want to do it. Until all of that starts taking place, they're never going to get to the next level. They won't see that because
Like if
9
someone
times
here's my thought process. It's like this. It's like, hey, I want to make some kids ask me sometimes, hey, can you teach me how to mentor me, how to do this and that, and how to be a marketer? I'm like, I don't think you understand how hard it is and how not easy it is. It looks easy, it looks cool, but that's just like saying Steph Curry or Jordan. You know what I mean? Oh, it looks easy, but it's not. So when people tell me like they want to make money or they're struggling to put money together to like even be able to work with me and for my service, I'm like, dude, I'm really not expensive. $2K a month is really not much at all. I should charge a lot more. But the point I get at is like, why don't you go do car sales or something? Like, why don't you, if your whole objective is like you need to make 6 figures, go sell. Learn the art of selling. Go sell cars. I wouldn't even say real estate. Real estate's not even going to do it for you, but find some industry that you know on average can always hit 100K if you put in the work. And if you don't like putting in work, like just I hate to say it, like you're scrolling on by. You saw one of his ads, right? He interests you. You signed up for his program, but you work like a 9 to 5 and you're kind of used to like that kind of like chill lifestyle. You know, you're working, you get some of the tasks done for your boss, and then you go home and you're good. And you're not used to that, like just flat out grind it out all the time, working your ass off, then entrepreneur life, I promise you, is not for you. Because what, like for me, I have my wife, I have my baby, 2 cars, a house, ad spend. You're talking 10, 15 grand, maybe sometimes more, 17. Every month hangs on my fucking head that I have to put up to be able to not only for myself to breathe, but more importantly, my family to breathe and eat. And if you're not willing to have, because eventually that's what starts happening, is the better you do in life, whether you mean you're doing in sales, whether you're a job, the more comes on your head. You know, the more you have to pause, the more you have to take on as a person, right? The more you're responsible for as you get older. So you might be young kid, 25, listening to this thing or whatever, making some money, 6K, maybe 5K, 4K. But once you get older, 30s, 40s, you're going to have some real fucking bills. You're not going to be able to live with your roommate anymore. You're not going to be able to, have maybe your parents help out for half the rent, or you live with your girl who helps out with half the shit. No, you, my friend, unless you're a woman a lot of times, but if you're a man, you're going to have to take care of this shit yourself. All of it. Not 2K a month, bro. 6K, 8K, 10K, sometimes north, depending. So I guess what I'm getting at is with the entrepreneur life, like you have to be ready for that and know that will come. But guess what? You're not able when you're doing those levels, no one else is going to pay you for your bills. You have to go out and get and make it for yourself. So that's why I think if like somebody's just using this, like, oh, I work this job, this 9 to 5, I just do my job and I go home and, maybe I work on maybe I do 4 posts, right? I make some posts. I tried this boost post thing and I did $20 and I don't know. I didn't really get any result in 4 days. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to work out. If that's your mindset, you just need to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life. Not even sales, because sales, get me right? Sales is the same thing. If you work on a commission-based deal with sales, you can do just as good being an entrepreneur if you want.
Yep, I agree. Absolutely. I know sales guys that absolutely crush it. But still, they don't always necessarily work a 9 to 5, but they make really good money at what they do because it's a learned skill. Like it is a craft in itself. And any of the big, so like whenever I look, I'm a big metric and data tracker. I like looking at all the information, analytics, whatever it may be. because I feel like the more numbers I can look at, it helps me kind of create a baseline and kind of predict the future in a way. And so when you look at like really big players, I'm not talking about people that are doing like, 10, 20, 50 million. I'm talking people that are in the $1 billion.
Yeah,
It's like, what is
yeah.
What's their background? What's their background like? They all have a similar thing: sales and internet marketing. Those are the big two. Everybody.
Real estate, sales, real estate, marketing.
Real estate. Yep, exactly. So it's like, okay, so just the same thing I did with my online fitness business. I duplicated the same business model I had and then made that into, a business mentorship or a business coaching thing because my passion had shifted, but the business model stayed the same. So it's like, how can I elevate that to the next level? How can I take the skill set that I've learned and implement it into my next venture of whatever it may be? So like the Weed Maps guy, dude, he bootstrapped that company and made so much money after he exited the business. And it's just like, it's insane to me. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to get to, but it's figuring out how, but it's putting in the work to figure it out, I guess.
I think it's figuring out what do I need to do? What kind of bait do I, because at the end of the day, once you start knowing what you're doing, you do ads, right? That's how you connect with people.
Right.
So how do I connect with a stranger or strangers who can get me there? And what type of bait do I need to put out there to be able to get that stranger to bite on the line, to connect with me and meet with me?
Right. I agree with you. And that's exactly what it is. And to go back to the point where you said something about conversations, I couldn't agree with you more, especially regardless of it, even if it's high ticket or not. I think that running an ad to a conversation is the most lucrative way to do it because you're warming them up and you're learning about them and they're learning about you before you ever pitch them anything. They have to understand
when they come in Messenger and I get on a phone call with them, they're pretty, whether they even went to my site or not, they're pretty good. They're like pretty strong. I sometimes run lead ads because just, I have a friend who's kind of working in my company and help him out a little bit because sometimes I just get bogged down. I just give him $500 if he does a sale or just, no, he just has to talk to the person and get him to know how much it costs and everything. And like, hey, I want to learn a little bit more, pass them over. If I close them, there you go. Like, cause if a person can help them get that much further down the chain for me, and I don't have to, find out they might not be qualified or just go through their whole life story. And he went through that story for me. That's worth the money.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how my appointment setters, they work the same way, basically off commission based. They do all the messaging, they do all the outbound and the inbound, handle all the leads, and then they book the call. If me or one of my closers get on the phone and close the deal, then they get paid off of that just because they did all the front end work. So much.
I need to work a little bit more, I think, on that for myself personally, because I do get a lot of inquiries and things like that. And I don't always have all the time in the world to talk to people,
And going back to the other thing you said, you mentioned something about a bot. So ManyChat was something that was a pretty cool tool when you start doing.
That's a key word you said though, was.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, because I was doing volume at the time and I felt like it became very spammy.
It did. I think Tanner was the pioneer of the ManyChat for fitness. Like,
to be honest with you, that's where I learned it, was Tanner. When
so funny you say that. I bought the conversation course. I didn't do it the same way, but I knew there was messages, but I just learned that, okay, I understand now. Like, it wasn't the fact that it was messages. It was just the fact that there's a way where you can talk to a person directly every single time. And for my own clients, that's what I run all day. I run messaging ads. Like 90% of the time, unless they say, oh, well, we just need leads for our guys and we can keep our guys busy. Okay. And you get shit messages. Like, there's nothing you can do about it, but you also get shit leads. It's just what it is. So should I go messages? Should I go leads? Should I go conversions? I say, I mean, it's probably going to cost you about the same when you're all said and done for any way you choose. But for me, I would always rather have a conversation up front with somebody. So that's the route I would go personally.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like you had mentioned before, it all depends on what your goal is on the other end.
I do
Conversation.
VSL after though. Like I talked to him, Johnny, in front of your computer real quick. I'm going to send you something. Okay, cool. And I don't even do, bro. I don't do Zoom calls or anything like that. I literally just hop on the line with them. And then I just text them the links and say, hey, you can be free in 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Before that, check this out real quick. Bang. Send them my VSL with all my proof of process, all the testimonials, all the money back guarantee, all that good shit. Then we get on the call. They already know who I am, what I do, how I'm no BS. I offer a money back guarantee. They know the whole spiel already, you know? So
Right.
I think VSLs are really helpful. And it just depends. Like if you're getting clicks for cheap and you're getting people there and you're getting signups. I mean, if I can get every single day a person who knows my price, and that's one thing about me, maybe call it ego or whatever. I don't want somebody if they don't know my price. I don't want to take the time and explain all this shit to them. And then they say, oh, I don't know. Yeah, I may get some more people in the front end from it, but I just don't want to do that. But if you guys are getting $7, $15, $20 calendar bookings, that's fantastic. Even $50 really isn't that bad. It's just, okay, how many calendar bookings do I need in order to make one sale? Okay, well, I need 5. Okay, so I need to spend $250 to make a $2,000 sale. Okay, awesome. And the thing is, it's like, you have to figure out what does it cost you per appointment. That's one of the biggest things I look into myself is what does it cost me to get on the phone with somebody? I don't care if it's a lead ad, a message ad, whatever the fuck it is. What does it cost me to get on the phone with somebody? Now, if they pre-book a calendar, other questions, that's even more valuable, right? But I just look at simple things in my business, Dustin. It's like, how many people do I talk to this week on the phone? Oh, shit. Okay, well, I got to go back in. I got to hit that guy up again or whatever. But my biggest thing is like being able to actually have a real conversation with somebody, because that's the only way, no matter what web page, no matter what I have out there, I feel it's the only true way I can show my value to them.
Right. Yeah.
What are
And
your
I
thoughts?
agree with you. I agree with you. The conversation, it has to be had. I agree with the video sales letter or the VSL to warm them up before you ever have that conversation, because it saves a lot of you having to go through the nuts and bolts of the business. And it's like you said, they already know who you are, what you do. And if you tell them your price, then you don't have to worry about the price objection, because they wouldn't get on the phone if they, were
Right. So that's why I look, if somebody goes all the way through and books a calendar booking with me, I'm like, damn, okay, that's a good prospect right there. I got
right. Exactly. Versus the other way to do it would just simply be you're not telling them the price, taking more sales call, having a lower close rate, but having more conversations. So it's like
bingo, right? So I mean, I could do that all day for $15 is talk to people all day for that. And guys,
$30 is usually a book call for me. Is about $30.
Yeah, that's a booked actual call. That's good. I guess what I'm getting at is like I might get a message that gives me their phone number and their company name. Might come in on Messenger for $17, $15, whatever. And I just call them and talk to them. But then it's like, do I want to again talk to all those people? And guys, take everything with a grain of salt. Don't on your VSL put your price. Like I do it because I'm at a certain level that I don't want to deal with talking to a bunch of people all day long. So I want to try to weed those people out. I basically want people to say, no, I don't want to do this. Oh, it's too much. Okay, great. Have a good day. Don't talk to me,
Yeah.
So, but don't do that. Don't do that until you have like tons and tons and tons of social proof and all this and that. Otherwise, it's like,
yeah, for an online fitness business coach for an online fitness coach, I would recommend like at least be at 10K months before you say your price first. Like you're trying to get reps in to learn the skill. Like if you're under 10K, you probably need to take some more sales calls just to get good at the process of it, of dealing with objections, overcoming objections and stuff like that. Your calendar is probably not that full to where you're strapped for time. So
and I have a specific niche, right? Too. It's like, okay, I was just thinking about this. Like on your VSL, you can have before and afters. You could have anything you fucking want on your VSL. If you're not taking them there directly, like you have another VSL you built out where you can text these people and send it to them, because now there's no regulations on anything. So you can put anything you want on there. But the point I guess I'm getting at is find a niche of people you work with. You specialize in making asses nicer. Show you before and afters of how you help make girls' asses nicer, right? You know, you see all the time now on Instagram. Like that's the thing. Every girl at the gym now wants to, they pull up the, you know, that's like the part of it, you know. Hey, honey, what's up?
I'm sorry, I just didn't know if you needed coffee underneath.
Not right now.
Okay.
Just doing a thing. Okay, maybe. So I was just speaking. That's funny. So, but yeah, like on Instagram, you see the before, they're like, oh, the before and afters, and they show like what they ate, what they did to do that. But that's like a niche, and you could focus in on that, right? Or it's like maybe you help guys who have scrawny biceps, right? This is the ultimate bicep program. You know, you show before and after. So it's like almost going within a niche, which is fitness, and then hyper niching it even more and finding that pool of people who really desire this one thing. And because you're showing of all the greatness and the before and afters you've done for that hyper niche, now you have people who will jump out their seat to want to work with you, because now you're that person, right? You're the bicep guy, you're the ass guy, you're the whatever, you know, the quad person, whatever. You could literally hyper focus on this stuff and find your dream clients that you want to work with, and they will pay whatever, because this is something they've been trying to work on for a really long time and no one's been able to help them. So now you're able to solve, in their eyes, client's eye, might not be in the world a big problem, but in the client's eyes, a big problem. You know, the people who are like calves, you know, some people are obsessed with the calves. They want to get their calves bigger and better or whatever. If you could be the calf guy, like you can make so much freaking money because you're hyper niching a problem that people literally obsess about. They stare in the mirror all the time. Oh, my calf. They look, they eat. They're like, oh, did my bicep get bigger after this set? They look in the mirror. When they're out, they look at it like they're obsessed with it. And these are things they're obsessed with more than just being fat or in shape. Way more, 10 times more. And I just randomly thought of it, but it's like, yeah, man, you could hyper focus on these single parts or these certain aspects. If you have done it before, for others, you have to have done it, and show these before and afters and show that social proof. And people will just, I feel like they'll sign up left and right if they have that problem.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Hyper focus or hyper niching down, as you worded it, is definitely a go-to. That would be a really next level thing that I recommend doing. Like, and I preach niching down all the time, even in my academy. It's like, you can't be a generalist no matter what you're doing. You need to be a specialist. And I hear it drives me crazy, only because I guess I've been around it long enough. And when we're talking about business, there's always another level of awareness. So there's always a next level of business. You never truly cap out of learning. And so for like you and I
don't know shit. I know a lot, but I don't think I know shit really, to be honest.
Yeah, but you and I, we know more than a 0 to 10K a month. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to break it down to
just got to be a sponge always, I guess.
So it's like, whenever you think about it, if you are a health and wellness coach, it's like, okay, cool. Like, what the hell does a health and wellness coach do? Oh, I help you get in shape, or I help you feel better.
Everybody's a health and wellness coach. You're fucking grandma's a health and wellness.
So you're viewed as just like a general practitioner. You know, people go to you for anything
versus a neurosurgeon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So niche it down, man, for sure.
But I think that's how you can get money. It's like download the booty guide. You know, download our free booty guide. They come in at you target girls who are into, women who are, I mean, here's the spot right here, 20 to 35, maybe 40. And, you can put, Facebook will allow you to put that, but I mean, don't go too deep into it, but, show it a little bit. And this is our booty program or whatever. And you have an ebook or something they can download, a PDF to come in, and you can get that person for $2 to come in, $3. And then what you do is then you take their information that you have, and now you text them guides, you text them tips, this and that. And I promise you, eventually, Janice Jones, who signed up for that shit, eventually is going to ask you, hey, thanks for all this info. How can you, is there any way you can help me? I've been trying to do this for all. They will reach out to you if they see that you have given value to them. As soon as you give value to them, they either want to learn more or buy.
Yep, I agree. So do
That's
you
why
recommend, would you say that the conversion rate's pretty good on running an ad to a lead magnet to have that conversion rate? Do you think that would be worth it?
again, it's what's our goal, right? Is the goal to get them in and be part of the ecosystem? Sure, you can do that for $2-3. You probably get 75% conversion rate for an ebook from a click.
Right.
Well, what's your goal past that? And what do you
Yeah.
have set up to do past that? Now, if
It
you
would
want to
always
buy,
be a conversation.
and if you don't want to do all of that whole, nurturing, so to speak, and you just want to have some conversations with people, you could just even do a video. Hey, book your 10-minute call with me and I'll teach you how to increase your booty by an inch in the next 30 days with my free tips. Boom. Why do I want to click this? Oh, so I can increase my booty by an inch in the next 30 days by talking to this person because they say they know how to do this and they've shown me in the video or the picture that they can do this.
Right.
These are just hypothetical ideas, obviously.
Sure.
But
yeah, no, I get it. It makes sense.
Like, what do I get by clicking this? That's how you always have to think when you're doing ads. What am I getting by clicking this? What is in it for me?
Right. And then you have those random people that just go through and click random shit. And,
I click random shit too sometimes.
Yeah.
I see some tool. I'm like, you're a bad retard. I do this shit on him. And then fill it out or whatever just because I think he's an idiot or something. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I have that all the time as well. Totally get it.
And sometimes you want to hack it and see what they're doing or whatever. You know what I mean? And see if it's any different than what you're actually thinking. Like, I hate the .ai. Everybody use .ai. Stop it. It's go high level. You're just taking them in using an automation. That's it. There's no special alien software or whatever you're using that's doing it for you. And I just don't like phony shit, bro. I'm so straight up and transparent with my stuff. And to anybody I speak to, I just hate the bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I have a funny story that you'll love.
Yeah, go ahead. You know those ghost things? That's a killer model right there. Ghost buys those things for like 35 cents and sells them for $13 to people like you.
I know, right? I know. I'm a sucker. So there's this guy. And so again, going back to like the level of awareness, there was a guy, he owns a real estate marketing agency is what he labeled it as. Okay. And he was looking for some sales closers and he wanted me to
Lash?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to say his name.
Okay.
That's
fine. We won't name drop. This is
not Josh.
Yeah,
and so I came into his business. I looked at his business model and he told me that he had been in business several years. I could tell it was a brand new startup. He was full of shit. I could tell it was a startup. And I said, well, show me the business plan. And he kept saying, well, we give everybody a CRM and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, this is just a white label, go high level. Next, like I see it, like I know what it is. And I said, show me what your customers get. And so he was having real estate agents spend $1,000 setup fee to get the seat in the CRM and to get 3 ad creatives built. And they were all like Canva. It was junk.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I run Canva shit myself. Continue. I'll interrupt by accident if I don't let you. Just go.
No, you're good. And so they got 3 ad creatives, a seat inside the CRM, and then he went on this long spiel about how he had a top media buyer that ran ads for Grant Cardone and Tony Robbins and some other guy, and that he used Zillow as a description about how Zillow shares leads and all this. Everything is super exclusive. And he does this because he paid like $50,000 for this 3-digit text verification. And so people came in this opt-in, they entered their address, Google API verification for the address, 3-digit text verification. So you get no bad leads. And I'm like, all right. And I already knew. I'm like, it's just freaking an HTML code that's written out and it's through Twilio. Like, you're not telling me any, like, he's just full of shit, blowing smoke. And I'm like, all right. And then so I started talking to some of the clients. So he was having real estate agents pay a $30 a day ad spend, and he guaranteed them 8 listing presentations a month 8 listing presentations a month. So I started looking
like
at the
eight in-house. Yeah. Like 8 actual, I meet with this person because they're interested in their property.
Correct. And so I worked with him for about 2 months before I figured out that he was just running a big scam. And I'm like, dude, I don't work with people. I need integrity in the business for me to be able to operate with you. You can keep your money. I don't want it. And I'm out. And I started talking to some of these clients and they were like, they got no leads ever, no leads. And he tied them into this contract for like 6 months. It wasn't month to month. And he just kept billing their card over and over and over. And I was like, this is insane. Like, this is what's wrong with the digital landscape, that there's people like this that exist that makes the people that actually do really good business to help people with whatever.
Yeah, there's lots of pieces of shit out there, bro.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
That sucks. It's not a scammy thing, but it was funny. So as a personal reference off of one of my clients, he was with the guy. He's like, hey, I'm with the guy I was telling you about that wants to probably use your service. I said, okay. So we're talking and stuff. And when he said, yeah, we've been around here for, 50 years. Everybody knows us. Everybody knows us. So I said, so if I put an ad out there of your truck, everybody to a 35-year-old woman that you never met before, she already knows who your company is sold and ready to buy. Well, we offer competitive pricing. He's dodging everything. And then later on, found out the guy's 74 and he's struggling to make ends meet. And he's trying to do some marketing. And it's just like, do I even want to take this shit on? Because you're not listening. Just tell me what it is. You need fucking lead. You need appointments for your business because it's struggling to ship. And you have to get out the mind. I can't work with those people, bro. I can't work with them that think they're this. But then when you look in reality, it's like, oh, we only need door knockers. We only have, they say they use door knockers. Anybody who's marketing is an idiot. Okay, what do you do per year in your business? Oh, we do like 1.8. I was like, why don't you do 10 million or 20 million? 1.8 is like, people can do that who open up a roofing company just randomly, just go out and just open up a company in 2 years. They can have that, right? Just, not saying you guys got to do this, but when I hear people say, oh, I just opened a year ago and we're at this, and then I hear other people, oh, we're the best, this and that, and I hear their numbers. Just stop, bro. Just in business and in life, just be honest with yourself and whoever the fuck you're talking to. Nobody gives a shit. And people look at you way less the more fancy you try to be, and you're not. Like, I could always have something Louis I want, always have super nice shirts, the deck. I don't need it, bro. I don't, what the fuck do I need it for? I don't need it. I don't even care. I don't even care. Like, you see, I don't care about anything. I really don't. But the point I'm getting at is stop. Unless it's going to give you something from investing in it or telling somebody this, like, just, I don't know. I think it's stupid and bullshit. Just be honest with yourself, or be honest with the person you're about to work with. Like for you, don't tell a person, yeah, man, I used to kill it back in the day. I used to have 50 clients a week, but in reality, I had 7.
Right.
People who showed up to your personal training sessions. Just be fucking real and just say, hey, I'm having some trouble right now. I'm really trying to make this thing work. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And then when you be honest and you say, then how much time are you putting in? Then they tell you, oh, I put in 7.5 hours yesterday. Be real with me. How many hours did you put in? Oh, I put in like 45 minutes. Okay. Well, that's your problem. And I think if people just start being more honest with themselves, they might see a difference in their whole entire life when they ask for help.
Yep. Couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't agree with you more, man. So we're running short on time. It's been an awesome conversation. If people want help, maybe maybe someone's listening that has a roofing business and they want help, or maybe someone will pay some kind of fee or something because they want to pick your brain and learn more about ads. Like, what is the best place for them to go to reach you or to have a conversation with you?
Look up Conrad Quinter, Quinter. So Conrad Quinter on Facebook, and just reach out. And do the one with like 4, I don't know, close to 5K friends. I have another one that's not me. I mean, it is me, but it's my business one. So do the one with the friends.
Gotcha.
you personally.
I will drop the hyperlink in the footer of this podcast.
Yeah, that'll be helpful. Yeah.
Cool. And that'll take you right to him if you want to have that conversation. But anything you want to say before we jump off here, man? It's been awesome chatting with you. So anything else you want to let the audience know about ads or life?
Yeah, with this stuff, it's like if you really want it, you have to go through the journey. You have to go through the bullshit. You have to go through a couple months of shit or a couple weeks of it. It's just what it is. And eventually you find things that start making the wheels turn. And then those wheels turn more. And then you can add more gas and more money to it, like ads. And then it can really, really take off. So, if this is a true passion and something you truly want to do, just don't give up and be real with yourself and hold yourself accountable every single day and every single week of how much work you're actually putting in. And just because you don't need to, like, for instance, like, I don't need to work for a while, but I feel like I have to, because I have to make sure that, I'm building for the future for my family and stuff. So for you guys, it doesn't matter if you have to work or not, or what day it is or this. Like, if you want something, then it's your obligation to go after it. And if you're not going after it and holding yourself accountable, then either you do something else, or you're just not in the right mindset to do it at the time.
Yep. I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Awesome conversation. You guys, if you want to link up with him, I'll drop his information down in the footer of this podcast. And until then, I will catch you guys in the next one.
Appreciate you, dude. Thank you.